for me, after many years of spiritual practice, spiritual learning, and on all different levels, the esoteric, the metaphysical, the Advaitic, the Buddhist, the Tantric, and so on, and always like all spiritual seekers, seeking for the light, seeking for the goodness, seeking for the high feeling, yeah, both internally and externally. It was in the midst of an inner landscape of absolute desolateness. It was a very dark place. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was emotional. I wasn't experiencing strong emotions, but I was experiencing unexpectedly a very seemingly endless inner landscape of desolateness, barrenness. It was like an existential despair that wasn't necessarily attached to any circumstance, although had probably been triggered by the end of a relationship. This was some time after, where a deep sense of aloneness came over me, a deep sense of existential despair without really a cause. And it lasted some time, and it was very much a kind of almost suicidal feeling. There's no point, just end it. And again, not to do with life circumstances, but something internal that I couldn't quite grasp. And rather than fighting it, or I wouldn't fight it, but I would have had the habit of turning away from it. And one of the ways of turning away from it would be to read a spiritual book, an inspirational book. In fact, any book that was inspirational, because it would remind me of I don't know, the light, the higher purpose, and so on. And it would give me some hope of some kind. And rather than do that, I saw a different invitation in it, which was just surrender. Just stop. Stop all seeking in this moment. Stop trying to change it. Stop trying to make sense of it. No need to analyze it. There's no need for therapy here. There's nothing. Just die in this. What does that mean? It just means surrender. Surrender the ego's grip on trying to find meaning, on trying to move away from it, on trying to get over it, on trying to change myself, or anything like that. Absolute surrender. And if that means I die and I don't exist anymore, let it be so, whatever that means. So rather than taking the life through any attempt for suicide, the physical life, it was an ego death. Now, I didn't know that, but the willingness of surrender was so complete into the unknown. There was no knowing what this was. It was like a huge abyss of not knowing. And in that surrender, miraculously, unexpectedly, and completely, like in a nanosecond, I died psychologically. The self died and was reformed, reborn, if you like, and reborn without any victim, reborn as one with life itself, one with awareness itself, as awareness and life, one, totally intimate. And from that point on, there's no resistance, there's no rejection. That doesn't mean life is perfect. There was no idea, oh, now I have a perfect life. Not at all. There were still many challenges, and life goes on according to your personal, individual trajectory, to do with history, to do with karma, to do with your whole sort of energetic makeup, yeah, your vehicle in this lifetime, and so on. But there's no concern for that. There's no more resistance. There's only intimacy with the direct experience without deriving a sense of self from that experience, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or beautiful. This changes everything. That's freedom. Yeah. So what I'm talking about here, or the reason I'm saying this, is about it can be in the darkest abyss. In fact, it is very often that true freedom reveals itself. Yeah, and we hear these stories. Yeah. Somebody can be in prison in a very constricted, dark place. And somehow, through surrender in that, something can be transformed. And then you're untouched, at least on the level of consciousness, by circumstances.